Nana, mamema wo aha emo akwa banfambra eye pawada benjumadi no so na awie.
Mini amedas na wadaroma udin ededen.
Ya frame Kwadwo Dankwa Sifa.
Yo, opening sifa asumdwe nkan na wati afu nyina awie.
Nana asumdwe enka wonso na yada asepa se abrani abre nyina mpanyimfo tesemo mutimi ekuru chinsem bi se ya wo se yetimi enya ntoboase tena se hwemu ni adwendwendwendwen ho na ase nkoma na mamembusa sir, the first question will be sir, baby ayadro ewo yen amamuo ani amanyosemu no yadru bra yebetimi enya mampanyi a wono no egina kontonkre sai ena niema be kwa amano sa mampanyi kro no.
Mini amedas ne dikan no me yiwa no akansi you emre naso aso ne se eye Ghana ye amemu a yewum ne brofu kase mu ye frɛ no Fourth Republic. Amamra anase constitution a yediri buoma no emma Ghana man no two options pe se eba no amemu anase governance system emma yen ebien a eye partisanship anase ni ayenim de da se wore to political party na wa frefre dom na on dom no ab ebuoma and I what the independent and now say the non-partisan system. I don't know yet quantum Korea who can was it. Now under the Fourth Republic, where the can church in pie, I'm a medjuman kurano, I am rewamam. Yaba in frisia pore diasamin 1992. Edibabi du emra ye woman. Yaba emfie duasa yegusu ayere kenkan ekoyenim na ni aye hu nyinara the partisan structure and now the partisan system of governance ni aye de amanyoku eneribu oman amanyoku aye de ribu oman enso openi akwakoye NDC MPP entino kamia yese akwakoye ahini ede ama won ye wo two gates ye nim se enye atapenya na ya atakakra ene babedi na Ghana fo yes adwumadi anase ye tu sa na mon ya infrisia be ye du enwotwe 18 years from 1992 to the year 2000 ena nyankopon ye yadom ene ye nya abranti bia otu ne ho si ose onu de onu oba bebo the independence presidential system ana IPS no ehun dawuru achire Ghana fo na sebe eto asmu a won ti madan won sakakra e wa abato mu no ahwese kwantin kron so ba obeye den ana sabre no mu na enya de a Ghana fo de won adwenije na emum se miri yiwasum ya no tiawa de a mekese sabri ya yetu anamon from 2010 ababedu nne 2023 se 13 years on yensu ahwe de a asembisa ba akopɛ na meribisa sa enfrisia eduasa anamon tu anasa akwantu na yetu ewo yen amamumu Ghana mama emisa won ho se eden na amanyuku ebien atapen ene kakrai ede abre Ghana fo asetena pa ben ena Ghana fo yenya na suahunu ben so na yenya afi won amamunu se ye de yi etunsane ani ne ye son so de a ene na mejedi se Ghana fo dodo nara ebe timase anase wona me be ya adwene se emre aso se yetwa yani efi amanyokufu no eso ne ye kohwe kwanten krofo esanse eya atwesere ebien enesen ho se ya reba kwa na ema ye ndodom enye yenda obroni bekese common sense and common knowledge to tell us after trying one style or one thing for so many years, after 30 years of trial, if we are not getting the expected results, then the time is now for us to turn away and test the other option. Because when sabita frate and chirinyansa and then chire anybody wori ya de ba ku bribia na bribia wo ye no emfa won kusi baby pa na wo hwehwe bia pa akọ na nso wo mpese anamon na utu no wo sesa wa namon tu. Okay, you can't be doing the same thing every now and then and expect a different result for it. In this 30 years, you know, you have to Obama, Manyuku, NDC, MPP, which I say is the same, the two sides of the same coin. The same coin, they say one CD coin. Would I anima esuno ashenso de ewo? Would I chinsu esuno ashenso de eden ewo? And nun say the value of that coin in your hand has changed. Whether you turn the face or the back, the value is the same. And that is what MPP and NDC has given to Ghanaians for 30 years. This is the time, as I said, Ghana for. Yes, it's a agony. Na men can we no. Na me yakoda sore ya, jode twem. Yakoda sore ya wuzura, kwadwa kire mantinsi. We fi MPP mu na wankote one party or record independent, quanten cro. And I say, na ora Chiremanten de say no MPP abusua NDC football mu chidom bra yen ye sha ase say ye tu sa na mu ya ye bo Quantin Crow ho dawuru mo ka kire yen crazy constitution no mu no say Quantin Crow e be the president o ntimi inform government o ntimi movement because o need representation e wo parliament, and this is the lies and true mo di kire Ghana fo a dodo nara ehun sampa Quantin Crew be anywhere, obetime buman because we need political party. Eta energy. Inti ene se use MPP enye amanyuku papa. Esan se one amount to be in your offer. Now refima. One would have expected say obekwa form a party. Why independent? The same thing you trashed, the same thing you subjected to a lot of ridicule. Then the same independence presidential system who opted for. Okay, supposing say Ghana for Etowase, no what to Abamawa. In your own case, how are you going to form a government? Accra, must be saying, and no, never metrosa article.
And also, as in Bisa, only and Pennyfo Piedin Coma Doma no Bisa. But the question is, within the year Fourth Republic, as a political party, traditions, no. Adia edi entintimai ewe yamanyo semu. But you have the belief jidie se baby yedru no ebrena so se wosi yetumi esatiremu kwan ben na so obi ye na adwene se okwa akugina kontonkura obetumi afaso ede asatiremu se de be ya Ghana fo no ebete na se aka se se de amamra ye dibu oman no ekire yenie yese ebia wo party anaze wo baba akugina kontonkura because say ya say pass se yenye a short survey na yemie phone lines intum ni emusam se ampani ampasa amanfo nim say this is what the constitution has provided as your guess will be good as mine.
Yeah.
And kwambe ne be fa so a sa eye content kron common emu ebetimi ado ewo man no mu na se obi ye na adwene so obekwa akugina ama Ghana mato ne so aba na o adwempa obetimi di Ghana akwa kudu bo sha ase so a ebetimi abamu ama no
ne edi kampa no mede ho boa nyina mekekere na mede aba beto ene dewrubo adwuma no maboboa no adenti na meka sa minia ye nyina ye nim se fitibra aban anase Ghana aban bi ema kwan se ankrankre entimin fa won hura eye dewrubo adwuma yi ye privatize the airwaves yenya private media houses. The media has played a significant role in our political history. Wohwe yen amammu ene nabakosema. Ensɛmtwerɛ adwuma no aboa bebree. Na mmom mmoa a wɔde aboa no wonye ntwa wɔn ani nkɔhwɛ saa kwantenkoro ana independent presidential system yi. Na ɛno no memmo biara soboɔ. Me madwene mu no minim sɛ nsɛmtwerɛfo no dodo nara enya nte saa kwantenkoro anamontu yase yi. Enti saa bere na ɛsɛ sɛ mo no mo ma yɛn no mu a yɛtu yɛn ho asi hɔ mfirihyia du ɛne akyi, okay, 13 years yɛ holding on to our faith sɛ daakye biara ɛbɛsesa. Enti yɛmpa yɛn ho nkɔdɔm anamontu no. If I tell you nneɛma a yɛate wɔ yɛasom, wɔn a wɔserew yɛn, wɔn a wɔfeel sɛ sɛbe yɛnni biribi de yɛn abrabɔ yɛn nti ɛna yɛbɔ kwantenkoro ho dawuro. Mmere na so sɛ mo bɛma yɛn kwan, okay, akwanya ekita mo. Mmere so sɛ mo bɛma yɛn saa akwanya na mo bɛ create that platform ɛde ama yɛn. Ni yɛbɛkyerɛkyerɛ mo ankasa na yɛakyerɛkyerɛ Ghana mama na sɛ mo bɛte ase a moayɛ yɛn ambassadors anaasɛ yɛn nsɛmpatrɛw adwumadifo a mo bɛtu anamo akɔ the grassroots na mo bɛkyerɛkyerɛ mu ɛde akyerɛ. Hwɛ me nua ma me digress kakra bi mefi nkɔmmɔ ehu akɔ baabi kakra. Wonim sɛ Ghana wohwɛ yɛn social structure wɔfrɛ yɛn multi-ethnic country.
Yes.
Na survey bi kyerɛ sɛ Ghana ha yɛwɔ kasa ahorow maako aduɔson akron 79. Enti yɛn as a nation, right from birth, we are already polarized into what? 79 different groupings. And no Sajifo Kwame Nkrumah hu nyansa. Odwin hweka and odibue the Institute of African Studies at University of Ghana. Enti sɛ wobɛhwɛ a wɔn colleague bɛka akyerɛ wo colleague a wɔhwɛ kasa a wɔnte no wɔayɛ no compulsory as a core subject ama wo si sua kakra.
Meme yɛ Dagbani.
Wo yɛ Dagbani, correct.
Anenwola.
Thank you. Na so what you say? Enti sɛ ba ne sɛ na etimi de nkambom kɛse ɛba because ohun sɛ yɛn nkambom a ɛbɛyɛ den sɛ yɛbɛbu man na yɛbɛkɔ yɛn nim. Sɛbe kyerɛ kronkron kora sɛ biako yɛ ɛna ɛde ayi nkɔso ɛba. Na mmom ofi a ɔno ankasa no ne mu akyekye, a house that is divided against itself cannot stand the test of time. Enti sɛ yɛn mu akyekye deda na yɛwɔ anamontu papa bi si yɛbɛtu a one would have expected say yana muntu nyinara ebeye nea ede nkambom yeden eba. Unfortunately for us, we allowed religion to come and polarize and divide us the more beyond the 79 ethnic groups. We say me a Muslim, we say me a traditionalist, we say me a Christian, we say me a atheist, made me nyefi, we into say made me a Hindu, we say me a Buddhist, Hare Krishna, and so on and so forth. Fair no bef ham na make can yen enum say insia faka you add it to the 79 na tell say yen 85 na see ye wie na yasan the political partisan politics asa ba be divide yen hu bioma na ye koya na ye bai. Now wo be hwe ehun say political parties what they divide and rule, and a winner take all a venom and as a poison, and a go man. Show me one president, waiting me a bar, or no, or ye nejuma, na when who say minister be, yard and answer who need no quarry, na waiting my permanent, edina court, and answer, who need nothing, no one who say, why a bonnet one can also. President Kufuor in 1996, or started say, or bonnet deuru about the presidency. Also, I will form an all-inclusive government. All-inclusive government, what? Unity government. Yes, amemu ayedi enkabum ene babebu. So bekaya yamiye nadum at the year 2000 year to Abama. In 2001, Orisha said of forming a government. The first 10 appointments or now MPP registered members are now a party man. Emu a song and a woman. Basa na kan no one yet MPP for. Yenra Pakwes Indum eye bako. Malam Isa Ekam. Na one yet
MPP for, yeah.
The first 10 appointments, miss 3 were non-MPP members. Ain't you know, that should tell you that the man was committed to the promise he made to Ghanaians. What happened beyond the first 10? What happened beyond the first 10? Because the internal party structures will not allow any president whom they have supported to be elected as president to bring in brains from beyond the party to help in governing the country. It's answer what a born to ano. Nasa brain on count. Until we have ended up as a nation that puts what? Square pegs in round holes. Bribiano. That is why we have reshuffling and not firing and hiring. Presidents cannot fire and hire because, as I said, nipa na on one ribumano, wofi or no party. Meanwhile, that is not what the Constitution says. The MPP and the NDC, when we were campaigning, were telling Ghanaians, say, Quantum Crobbe president, only me more money because, as I said, 50% or hanchimu edunum of ministers as is wofi parliament. Na obia only representation wa parliament or better than when you 50% of the ministers from parliament. Nia one refi say wabeka, which is the truth, but because they always go beyond the truth and choose lies and propaganda, and you know, one country Ghana for nese Constitution and penny and down say your 50% should come from one political divide in parliament. In the Americans, it should be not Ghana for our retail. Say the only time Yebetimia forming a unity government, and I said the only time President Betimia the good brains in the NDC, the good brains in the PPP, the good brains in the NPP, CPP, and all other political parties we know in Ghana, and even go beyond to academia and industry to choose the best brains, people with the competence, people with integrity, people with that moral standard that will be it's when an independent, a quantum crop becomes the chosen president. Because no only party be a wobeka actually ni say one way I won't second term. Say yen yakwa kwotena opposition 28 to 29 years. Now feeling yamia yadum. Now the positions babe me man non-MPP and non-NDC and non-CPP members in yeah ma second term. We will contest you. No boni no jai and amompa oritua. That should tell you that the way forward for Ghanaians regarding our political structure and our politics going forward, managing the resources of this country is not and can never be or lie with the political parties. I am saying it and I am hammering on it. Sir. The NPP and NDC are the two sides of the same coin and the value is the same.
If we happen to get an independent president here, what benefits do we stand to get as a state?
The number one benefit, It will sound funny, but let me mention it. The number one benefit is serenity and peace, law and order in this country. Has any Ghanaian sat down and reflected or thought or imagined, say, what Nasena Osusu ordinary being said that Korea a presidential election. Na wobe wi a wobebubo na isi ba be declare no say NPP and NDC are in opposition. Na kwantin kro bi aye nim no and oye president. Can you imagine how quiet and serene this country will be, and our airwaves how decent in terms of language our airwaves will be? Have you imagined it? The first thing that Ghanaians stand to gain is peace, tranquility, serenity, law and order. And no country can ever prosper or develop outside of these things. If you have no peace, if there is no law and order, how do you develop? Look out there on our streets. The insolence and I mean, Ghana, Mamin Koya Boni says here, Nami Hala me to either the MPP or the NDC. And people have become so smart and seen that weakness in our social structure and or kwa ye boni bia no de ne ho akwa bata amanyokubi. Enti wa ye boni na wie na esese mra ne ni di na wotwe na so no na amanyoku aba beta enachi na bie so e kasetia ye de ne sa ye twe na basa ne sere na asem no ewu enko ba bia na wa fa ne ho adi. If Ghanaians can be bold and for once think beyond the box and allow I said me tone it down. See, you be ya dwuna ye adwuma na ye yisa nkrofo we efi kwan mu emra be sha se ye adwuma wo Ghana. No men biara emra ye adwuma wo mu no wo hu mpontu. O men biara emra ye adwuma wo mu no ewo asomdwe. Na asomdwe mu nso na mpontu efiba. Ne to so ebien ni Ghana fu benya efi kwantin kro o mampani ho eye biakoye. Esa nso ono no ba no oreba ama Ghana. That is the only time Ghana ni bebiara obeto nani ahwe o mampani egwa ne so no ebe hu se me nso me mampani eneti hoi. Enkonkoye NDC mampani MPP mampani amampani fu aba betwem akọ obi nkese wonye bi wonye bi, but their basic interest and focus is first to satisfy their party members before they think about the country. And that is why they can create, loot and share in the interest of their party members and faithfuls at the expense of the masses. Okay? Why are Ghanaians out there on the street, some crying, some wailing, some shouting that we are suffering? We are suffering, which is true. But the power to end that suffering lies in our thumb. Yenko kruboti ene betre se ene ye pasumdwe anase ye mpasumdwe ene betre se ene ye pa hugwan anase ye pa hoto. We make all the noise, we cry, but one my opportunity said, go to the polls and make a decision. Then we go and bring these monsters back to come and govern and to lead the country.
Nana monsters pa.
Oh, ade means run America. Yeka monster or yeka motobi. Na MPP NDC no kaka motobi ben NSC won ewo Ghana. Enkre ni beka je o se kaka motobi e wo mo egbe ye sin mo mo. I can justify the monster I am talking about. Monster yekaka motobi. Ni ehye won anim na wo de kire yen. Enye no ne won adwene ene won akoma. Nanado anko round Ghana. Anka nkire nse yati sika so nso okom de. Oba no onye okom kokko a ekum okoto e wo na moya no ene e de Ghana fo. So what are we talking about? They put on a mask of hope and raise the hopes of Ghanaians. But you vote them into power and they turn against you. That makes them monsters. The monstrous part of them is their betrayal to the Ghanaian people. And this is the time for some of us to speak. And even their performances, both NDC and MPP, their activists and whatnot, their performance in the past 30 years tells me, say, some of us who have been quiet over the years, we are wiser and more competent than them. And we can govern this country and lead the country more than they have done. And this is the time for Ghanaians to think. Wake up, rise from your slumber.
But we may think, but the realities on the ground is that, for example, going into an election involves a lot.
It doesn't involve any lot. It is the monsters who have made it and turned and created our politics to become that demanding. Monetizing the whole political structure is done to privatize it to themselves, because she can one way in other and when him say Ghana she can ashe won't to compare mame no history kakrebi ewie we ya mame hiti mame no history kakrebi which Ghanaian politician apart from this Dankwabuzia tradition and our people and what rising in this country won't move and collapse beyond resurrection. Talk of Apiaminka. Talk of Kwabena Dakun farms.
Apiaminka, Apino soup.
Apino soup. Then one fine. Because they think, they believe that when you have a little financial resource, some will transcend to the ordinary Ghanaian and you could wrestle power with them. And they will fight you front, back, left, and right. And ensure, say, when collapse, who business. I don't want to be mentioning names, but in my article, you find a name there. Mr. Jacob Oseyeboa.
Yeah.
Now, Vital Source West Africa was his company. He was the CEO. Go down to his background, check his background, and see how successful that man was. I remember in the early 2000s, even the church he goes to, he personally bought a whole bus and dedicated it to the church. I don't want to mention the church. He's a Methodist, but I won't mention the society.
The society.
From day one, I was starting ridicule. Oh, he's a joke. He is this, he is that. In 2012, he found himself on the ballot paper. Then they started attacking his business. And I mean, they have collapsed his business. His offices are locked up. Nipa na unemployed one who were surviving because of his hard work, and they are unemployed. And they have mouths to feed. And these are the people we always call leaders. A leader who cannot think generationally. A leader whose interests or these people cannot be leaders, my brother.
Nana,
these people, I'm saying, politics should not warn what they are saying Ghana footing. And who pay now will be kokasa. We yes, I want to politics now. What children and say ye and I'm going to see you too. Nanyama ebetu to yama Ghana. First question: who is sky? So we are ready. Say we be there. Nene me catch Ghana for. Obia also me president. Obi o se me pe assemblyman. Obi o se me pe MP edi. Ni opeso ka kire on se me yosomfo. Me pese me ba na me besomo. Enti mi nua bisa on ho se obi ono pese oba na obesomo. Being a minister, being an MP, being whatnot, you are to render service to the people. So we vote for you. The electorate will vote for you to come and serve them. Wona uba besomo won we osomfo. Na osomfo ben na ofesika eto ni kotokum na okopa obi cheuzi mepacho me pese me besomo nti no meritua oka Jessica we eno ya de mo defa na mame mesomo. What be that? It will take an insane person or bodamfo and obefeniska. Aqua srene young pussy. Merima uski, Michi uska, Mame Quina me mesumo. Ain't it for a Ghanaian to receive money, gift, emo, enchine, bentua, and so on from a politician in the name say merit to Abama no Ababe Sumino? Can I say you are selling your birthright, you are selling your destiny? Okay? Send your Bible mu iso. Ejiri eduanechi na oton ne penny edema ni nua Jacob no eno na Ghana fo ya ye without knowing enunti as a politician or the name na mawa na wuto aba na mane wie pe hu ni biom je said the next 4 years he paid you for your vote
for exactly but my member say this particular question and stand here in community training in Abanavi. Now you say the NPP and the NDC. They have turned into monsters.
Yes, they are.
Given that we have an independent president, and Yamfani said the NDC and the NPP in parliament, are you saying, sir, the independent president, would not be able to find any material or whatsoever amongst these two political parties to work with, given the description that you've given them as being monsters, and womo and a womo
opening the monstrous nature of these two political parties emanates from their party structures and not the individuals. If we want to put all of them in one basket and say, because they belong to this party, they are like this, we will be making a very big mistake.
But so when you talk about the monstrosity or whatsoever, you are talking about the party structures and not so the individuals that are found within. Is that what?
Sure. The party structures tend to become inward looking and seek their well-being as a party. What if the competition that is going on between the MPP and the NDC? We basic a national office be now we into per se or non so or be now we per se. What I am saying is this: who can be who you sue word be not one was ideology.
Ideology, yeah.
Those political ideologies, and how ever. So what am I saying? In a society example will be said President Kufuor wanted to form an all-inclusive government. And the trait and now say evidence and then they said the first 10 appointments there were non-MPP members in it. Make a Krami Refi. Malam is Adena. Prison. If he were guilty, if the man was guilty at the time, I didn't think President Kufuor had the opportunity to grant amnesty to prisoners. The man was the first person who was granted amnesty. It tells you President Kufuor at the time knew the integrity of Malam Issa, and he trusted in him and knew he was innocent. But he went to prison. because the thing
but amnesty, dear. Say a constitutional, the prerogative of the president. So how can we?
People had been in prison before Malamisa. And you know, if indeed he was guilty, and the internal systems knew, say, where we how would the same president, because he chose somebody who was incompetent and a thief to steal the state's money to disgrace him.
But that means that also you doubted the ruling of the court.
Oh, I don't want to meddle in that. All that I am saying is a court of competent education. The evidences before the court, because when it happened, no
correct.
The judge is never there when the thing happens, but evidence and the evidences that came pointed to the fact say Papa Nana handles Sikano and Sikana ain't you no wafa. But one wouldn't say it was a plot, a cabal, and not tomb because he wasn't a politician. He was a businessman with clear conscience to serve the country. And in American say the only time you bet me are forming a unity government. You bet me best brains from every corner of Ghana, including in parliament. When there is an independent, and yet, or sooner, what the Afafanto Atariniti Mawadan or Sunofafanto. All that I am saying is that se obi pese oko independent, there must be a system, and that is why we are calling for a coalition. Coalition na ye calling for no. We don't have anybody in mind. So as many people, even including the smaller political parties, we are welcoming them. We are calling them on board. We are saying, say, Ghana betimenya first, third force beer, ebe shaking the foundations of the two monsters. We should allow ego and self-interest to go. Obia person and ballot paper, so it doesn't make sense. This is the time to bring all of them on board.
Nana.
And then let them put them. Integrity wise, morally. All we need, the game changing, factor, one person with integrity and the convictions of per se, or the Ghana, that is the only time I make any difference in our political dispensation.
Nana Otopiri Dakon social thinker. Nana miana wasi ewiaize oje penye na woni atwetwe nkomo pahwa da Benjamin Diso.
Menso medamasipi.